More cops on the street and a hint at setting a city minimum wage. Two high points of a strategic plan set out by Columbia City Manager Mike Mathis just a couple hours ago. The Mathis plan lays out 5 main initiatives. The first will focus on the economy, starting with jobs and a minimum wage. The second is working on breaking the cycle of poverty. The third involves a ballot issue to add more cops and more firefighters to beef up public safety. The final 2 points aim to improve streets, sidewalks and roads, and to add to city staff, which Mathis says has only 70% of necessary workers. We'll have a more detailed breakdown of the strategic plan on our later newscast starting on ABC 17 News at 5 o'clock. Within the last hour, Missouri State Trooper James Bava's funeral has ended, and the solemn procession carrying his body to the cemetery is underway. 25-year-old Bava was killed a week ago while on duty. ABC 17's Dan Messinio is in Dardenne Prairie, where the funeral took place. Dan, Trooper Bava's funeral procession includes law enforcement and emergency personnel.
Yeah, Sarah. Now, Trooper Bava's funeral just ended out here, and his casket was put into the hearse for the funeral procession to start, and it was quite a sight to see. There were hundreds of law enforcement officers out here lining the route as they put his casket into the hearse. The people I was standing with became very emotional. It was a very poignant and solemn situation out here. Now, law enforcement agencies from all over the country have showed up out here in Dardenne Presbyterian Church in Dardenne Prairie to pay their respects for Trooper Bava. The funeral began around 9:30 this morning and ended around 11:30, which then led into that procession I was just talking about that includes law enforcement and emergency vehicles. They're all taking part in Bava's procession to the cemetery. Now, also, more than 100 people have showed up out here lining the route, holding flags and signs in support of Bava and of all law enforcement. Trooper Bava is the first Missouri State Trooper in Troop F killed in the line of duty since 1981. Now, I talked to the State Patrol out here today, and I also talked to supporters standing out here holding flags. They had some very poignant and emotional comments. I'll have those coming up tonight on our evening newscast. Reporting live, Dan Messinio, ABC 17 News.
Thanks, Dan. And as you mentioned, our crews are going to stay in Dardenne Prairie until the memorial service wraps up this afternoon. Tonight on ABC 17 at 5 and 6, we'll give you a look at the procession and the service at the cemetery. That's still to come.